As Israel engages in a conflict with Hamas in Gaza, the desperation among trapped Palestinians continues to escalate due to the scarcity of aid available to them. Greetings, everyone. Today's video focuses on the escalating desperation experienced by Palestinians who are trapped in Gaza amidst the ongoing conflict between Israel and Hamas. The destruction is so severe that even the transportation of the dead and injured has been reduced to donkey carts. Nassim Hassan, a 48-year-old medic from Khan Yunis in the southern region of the Gaza Strip, describes the chaotic scene at Nasser Hospital where people are scattered everywhere, making it nearly impossible to navigate through. Without any delay, let us begin our discussion. Arriving at the hospital via donkey cart, the deceased and injured bear witness to the deplorable state of the roads. In a frantic attempt to seek medical help, distressed family members hastily transport bloodied and dirt-streaked individuals, including numerous innocent children. In the southern town of Khan Yunis in the Gaza Strip, Nassim Hassan, a 48-year-old Palestinian medic, expressed the immense difficulty of navigating through Nasser Hospital. The hospital was filled to capacity, with patients scattered throughout the premises. As he made his way through the corridors, terrified and partially conscious individuals would grasp at his sleeve seeking assistance. The floors, stained with blood, served as both a resting place and a final destination for those who groaned, slept, and ultimately succumbed to their injuries. In the face of an overwhelming surge of more than 1,000 patients, the skeletal medical team at the 350-bed hospital has grappled with the challenge of providing adequate care. Regrettably, due to the lack of replenished supplies such as bandages and gauze, patients' wounds have deteriorated into severe infections, often progressing to a septic state, as reported by Doctors Without Borders. Over the phone, Hassan expressed his overwhelming emotions, causing tears to well up within him. The chaotic clamour of the medical staff in the background made it difficult for his voice to be heard. Despite his exhaustion, he found solace in the fact that his weariness prevented him from dwelling too deeply on the matter. The first shipment of supplies to the hospital in question arrived on December 7th, according to reports from United Nations monitors. This delivery, provided by the World Health Organization, consisted of trauma and emergency care supplies intended to benefit approximately 4,500 patients. It is worth noting that this was the hospital's first supply delivery since November 29th. A somber turn of events has unfolded in recent times as Israeli tanks have made their way into the southern region of Gaza, commencing their advance in Khan Yunis. This marks the beginning of a dark and disheartening chapter in an ongoing conflict that has already claimed the lives of over 17,000 Palestinians, as reported by Gaza's health ministry. Additionally, the United Nations estimates that a staggering 1.9 million individuals have been displaced as a result. The conflict initially erupted when Hamas militants launched a violent attack on southern Israel on October 7th. The repercussions have been devastating, with approximately 1,200 lives lost and over 240 individuals abducted. The extensive destruction caused by this war can be seen in the fact that an analysis of publicly available satellite imagery from the European Earth Observation Programme, Copernicus, captured on Wednesday, reveals that as much as 36% of all structures throughout the entire enclave have been severely damaged or completely demolished. As Israel continues its invasion, the people who sought shelter in southern Gaza from the destructive military campaign that devastated the north are now trapped in a small and increasingly limited area, facing desperation and overcrowding. Describing the current state of affairs as nothing short of apocalyptic, Khaled Abu Shaban, a 38-year-old aid worker stationed near Khan Yunis, conveys the immense suffering that has befallen the region. The relentless bombardment by Israel has left the local population grappling with excruciating decisions. Should one brave the dangers outside in search of basic necessities like food from the supermarket or water from a well, knowing that it could cost them their life? Alternatively, should a parent allow their young daughters to go to bed on empty stomachs and parched throats, a heart-wrenching choice to make? In the 21st century, it is simply unacceptable that we find ourselves in a situation where we are desperately searching for water and any edible sustenance. My 7-year-old was filled with joy on Wednesday when he proudly presented a tomato he had found. According to the UN, the delivery of crucial supplies in Khan Yunis has been impeded due to intense street clashes and relentless shelling, preventing aid groups from reaching their destinations. In this area, there are warehouses stocked with food just a few blocks away from starving families. The UNRWA, also known as the UN Palestinian Refugee Agency, expressed their concern over the hazardous situation that occurred on Tuesday. Desperate crowds forcefully entered a storage facility where 2 days' worth of food assistance had accumulated, delaying its distribution. Individuals seized whatever provisions they could and hastily departed, carrying bags filled with flour. According to Nawras Abu Libde, an employee of the humanitarian organization Medical Aid for Palestinians stationed in Khan Yunis, the battle against hunger has commenced, and it is deemed the most devastating conflict of all. Upon the absence of Israel's ground invasion in central Gaza, countless Palestinians gather eagerly and hastily surround aid trucks as soon as they appear, clamoring for nourishment and tearing open packages with great fervor. Mazen Junaid, a father of 6 who escaped to Deir al-Balah in central Gaza from the north, expressed his frustration with the overwhelming number of people in the shelter. He mentioned that the vegetables vanish before he even has a chance to lay eyes on them, as people quickly grab everything in sight. The sheer size of the crowds, he added, makes it challenging to breathe and navigate through the space. According to local residents, the cost of essential food items has skyrocketed to unaffordable levels. A bag of flour, for instance, now costs around 450 shekels, $121, making it out of reach for many. Sugar, which is no longer available in supermarkets, is being sold for approximately 40 shekels, $10, on the illicit market. Luxuries that were enjoyed during times of conflict, such as coffee, eggs and biscuits, have completely disappeared. With a shortage of cooking gas, Palestinians are resorting to cutting down any available trees for firewood. Etimad Hassan, while residing in a cramped tent alongside 21 relatives in Deir al-Balah, expressed her frustration and anger regarding the dire circumstances they face. She passionately stated, "We are deprived of basic sustenance, lacking both flour and water. It is a state of hunger and nothingness." Her voice quivered with emotion as she questioned the treatment they receive, exclaiming, "We are human beings, not animals. Why are we forced to live in tents like dogs? We simply ask for the assurance of a proper shelter." The World Health Organization has reported that the 14% of Gaza's population afflicted with diabetes, high blood pressure, and other chronic heart conditions are experiencing a dearth of available treatment options, further exacerbating their suffering. According to Dr. Ibrahim Matar from Al-Aqsa Martyrs Hospital in Deir al-Balah, individuals with asthma are unable to locate inhalers, diabetics struggle to find insulin, and hypertensive patients cannot access receptor blockers. Expressing concern for her husband's well-being, Hassan revealed that he ceased taking his blood pressure medication abruptly after running out, a decision that medical professionals had cautioned would elevate his chances of experiencing a heart attack. "I fear it may result in his demise," she expressed with worry. In his daily routine, Junaid dedicates his time to seeking nourishment on the streets and diligently searching through pharmacies and health clinics for any form of anti-inflammatory medication to alleviate his persistent headaches. Despite his efforts, he visited 5 different pharmacies on Thursday, only to return home without any success. "This war was not initiated by us," he stated. "Am I expected to abandon my daughters and let them perish in its midst?" In Gaza, a vast number of Palestinians, who have already been displaced multiple times due to conflict, are now making their way towards the southern city of Rafah, located on the border with Egypt. As the Israeli military advances further into Khan Yunis, they have taken measures to ensure the safety of civilians by airdropping leaflets and issuing evacuation warnings through phone calls and text messages. In the southern border town, a landscape of despair stretches as far as the eye can see. Countless individuals endure the frigid temperatures, forced to sleep outside, while those fortunate enough to find any available space huddle together in cramped quarters. Displaced individuals can be found scattered throughout various locations such as streets, schools, mosques and hospitals, according to Hamza Abu Mustafa, a school teacher residing in Rafah. Families who have been uprooted from their homes can be encountered in every corner. At the overflowing UN shelters in Rafah, a distressing spectacle of illness and uncleanliness unravels. The UN Humanitarian Office has recently disclosed that the lack of proper sanitation has resulted in widespread instances of scabies, lice and diarrhea, prompting concerns of an imminent spread of more severe illnesses. Aid workers have also documented occurrences of hepatitis A, a liver disease, within these shelters. Within the walls of Nasser Hospital, the echoes of nearby battles reverberate. Hassan, a dedicated medic, faced an emotional plea from his wife and 5 children, 4 young daughters and a son, urging him to join them on their journey to Rafah. However, Hassan remains steadfast in his refusal, pledging to endure the bleak and monotonous regimen that gradually saps his energy and torments him with increasing intensity. Even in the face of potential destruction, this healthcare provider remains steadfast in their commitment to their patients. Their unwavering dedication to upholding international law and providing a safe haven for those seeking medical care is truly commendable. They refuse to abandon their patients, even if it means staying in a hospital that may be torn apart by tanks. To support our channel's growth and ensure broader awareness, kindly hit the like and subscribe buttons. This will help us reach more individuals and disseminate valuable information. Thank you in advance.